What's up, Star Wars fans? How's it going? It's John. I want to share with you my Star Wars rankings of movies from least favorite to favorite, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys are for those who've seen all nine theatrical films. So I'm going to start with number 9. Number 9 on my list of my least favorite. Number 9, my least favorite Star Wars movie has to be Attack of the Clones. There are some good parts of Attack of the Clones, of course. Don't get me wrong. I really like the Yoda scene, the fight scene with him and Dooku. That was cool. I like the scene where Anakin basically goes to Tusken Raiders and finds his mom dead. That was kind of a very dark scene. But there were just scenes like the love story, I didn't connect with that. Lucas tried to get really into the political side of things in this movie as well. I just didn't really connect with, and it just got over the top, just special effects, and it kind of ruined the movie. So that is my least favorite Star Wars movie at number 9. Number 8 on my list would probably be Phantom Menace. I don't hate this movie as much as a lot of people do. I don't certainly like Jar Jar by any stretch of the imagination, I think. But Darth Maul is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. I really like Qui-Gon Jinn. I thought that was a really cool character, played very well. The pod race scene was a little bit long. Could have been shortened up a little bit, but I thought the Darth Maul lightsaber scene at the end was really cool. Darth Maul music is one of my favorite soundtracks by John Williams. It's really cool. So it's not all terrible. I thought the acting by the young Anakin Skywalker, Jake Lloyd, I thought wasn't very good, to be honest. So that's why it's number 8 on my list. Number 7 on my list, I think will shock some people, and I don't think people will be happy. Some people won't be happy with my pick number 7, but that would be The Force Awakens. And I'll tell you why. I didn't mind The Force Awakens. I really liked some of the characters that they introduced. I like Rey and Finn and Poe. I thought that was really cool. BB-8 is a great droid. But at the end of the day, there was no originality in the movie. I felt there was a lack of originality. I thought it was a rehash of A New Hope. I thought that J.J. Abrams played it very safe. They kind of introduced the Star Killer Base, which is basically the Death Star. BB-8 replaced R2-D2. Rey replaced Luke. Poe replaced Han. I mean, there's just the parallels between A New Hope and The Force Awakens is you can't not notice it. And even though it was a decent movie and the special effects are great, I do like Kylo Ren. I thought that was a great character, and I like some of the characters. I thought it just lacked from originality, and that's why it's number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list would be The Revenge of the Sith. That would be Episode 3. This was definitely the best of the prequels, in my opinion. I thought it ended really nice. I liked how Lucas tied into, kind of brought it back to, what we started recognizing in the original trilogy. We kind of got the story of what happened with Anakin and how the clones turned. That was really cool. So definitely really cool scene at the end, of course, with the lightsaber duel with Obi-Wan and Anakin, and you can kind of see the struggle between the two. Not a terrible movie by any stretch of imagination, but I just think the other movies are better. So it's number 6 on my list. Number 5 on my list would be The Last Jedi, which just recently came out, obviously, Episode 8. I really like some of the fighting scenes in this. I thought the Kylo and the connection between Kylo and Rey was really cool. I thought, again, that there was a lot of repeats. I thought the scene with Kylo and Rey and Snoke, that scene right there was verbatim Return of the Jedi. I felt there was some Empire Strikes Back. I feel like Disney's kind of recycling some of the stuff from what we loved about the original trilogy. It definitely felt more Star Wars to me than the original trilogy. Some of the stuff, like, I thought Luke was kind of out of character, wanting to kill Ben Solo, rather. So that would be number 5 on my list. Number 4 on my list would be Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi for years was actually one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I really liked just the Jabba the Hutt scene. I like the opening sequence. It kind of goes right into the action of that. I like the speeder bike scene, which is really cool. Ewoks, I used to love the Ewoks, but they've kind of grown on me a little bit in a bad way, I guess. Even though they're an important part of saving the rebellion and all that. But again, it's a great movie. The ending was very touching, as far as, the turn with Luke and seeing good in Anakin, or Darth Vader, noticing that. I thought it was a good way to wrap up the original trilogy. That's number 4 on my list. Number 3 on my list is got to be, let's see here, A New Hope. I love The New Hope. It's awesome. I mean, it's the one that started all. Obviously, Episode 4. So many characters introduced that we just love. C-3PO, Chewbacca, Luke, Leia, Han, Darth Vader, Stormtroopers, the list go on. I just thought for a movie come out in the late 70s, special effects were amazing. If you watch the non-special edition, I encourage you guys to watch that because that's the way it should have been seen, and that's the way I remember watching it. So nothing wrong with A New Hope by any stretch of imagination or anything like that. I like the other movies better, a little bit, slightly, but the top three is so torn because they're all great movies, but that's number 3. Number 2 on my list is actually Rogue One. This movie surprised me in a great way. I loved how it tied in. I loved how they brought Darth Vader in. I liked how they brought Grand Moff Tarkin in there as well. I thought that was really cool, and even though he was digital, I didn't think it was that terrible looking. I loved seeing Leia at the end. It was awesome. The story was great. The character development was awesome. Kind of figured what would happen at the end. Obviously, they find the Death Star plans. We kind of all knew it going into that. It was not surprising. But the way they tied it in together, I thought was really good. The only thing I didn't like about this movie was it wasn't a John Williams scored music-wise movie. Music wasn't terrible, but some of the sequences and scenes and stuff were a little bit different than what we're typically seeing in Star Wars. But still a really good movie, and it really surprised me. It's number 2. Number 1, the only one left, is The Empire Strikes Back. This is definitely number 1 on my list. This is a really dark movie. Of course, you know, most movies end on a very positive note where the good defeats evil. That's not the case with Empire Strikes Back. In this case, Darth Vader, you know, cut Luke's hand off and said, hey, like, I'm your father. It kind of ended on a dark note. It ended you on a cliffhanger that people had to wait for 3 years to see what happened in Return of the Jedi. So it was really good special effects. I love the Cloud City scene, the Yoda scenes. It's funny, when I was younger, I used to speed through the Yoda scenes because I didn't really appreciate them. And actually, those are some of my favorite scenes now, watching Empire Strikes Back, with some of the Yoda scenes. And such a great movie. Definitely best Star Wars movie, bar none. And it's going to be very hard to top that. So that's my list of 9 movies, top movies. What are your guys'? Please leave a comment below. I'm really curious to read what your guys' thoughts are. And may the Force be with you. Thanks for watching.